morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our third round of coffee and card. First card in June, and we're going to be using the hand-penned Petals series, which thankfully you've all received now. It all got tied up on the Channel Tunnel. Apparently there's some problems on the Channel Tunnel, so I didn't actually get it until yesterday. So I've rushed around like an idiot today. Getting it all to you so that we've got time today to start making our cards. So hand pen Petals, and you've also received a nice new shiny Blushing Bride stamp pad. As you can see, I've had mine probably about a good 5 years or so, which shows how well they last when you think I used to do in-person classes up until lockdown, so they do last a good while. So you'll need your Blushing Bride, which you got with your kit. You'll also need a Memento Black, which let's say we all need to have in our kit somewhere. So, and that's for all the outlines that we're doing this week. And you will also need a green. Now, any green will do at all. I'm going to use the Mossy Meadow, which was part of May's Colour Club. So a lot of you have already got the Mossy Meadow. It's because it's a lovely dark, rich green. I'm actually going to use it stamped off today, so I'm going to use second generation stamping on this card. Okay, so now the inspiration from this card came from my friend Ruth Waring. I'm part of a team called Julie's Gems, and Kylie Henshaw, one of the ladies on our team, kindly arranged what we call a virtual card swap. So we were grouped in groups of 10, and you made 10 cards, posted 9 out, and you received 9 back. And this was the first one I got back. And I'd already decided we were going to use a hand pen suite, and I was like, oh, well, the first thing I thought, obviously, was I need to get some of this ribbon, which is the gorgeous grape sparkly ribbon. It's gorgeous. And then I thought, what a brilliant idea. I'm going to use that in my hand-penned coffee and card. I did ask her first, and Ruth from All Stamping Happiness was more than happy for me to use it as the basis for the design for the card today. So so I've changed it slightly because we don't copy everything. So I have actually made it very slightly larger. But other than that, it is more or less the same. So I'll just pop that to one side. And as you can see, in all the cards I've done this month, I've decorated the envelope. Just to give that extra class, I suppose, just an extra hint that there's something special inside. Right, so we'll get going. So I'll pop everything out of the way and get out my kit just like you've got. So here we go. Right, now as we're doing photopolymer stamping, which that means you can see through the stamp, I am going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat. So just get rid of that. Okay, and get that out. So hubby's in a meeting at the moment in the next room. I'm hoping you don't hear him. So apologies if you do. He's been quite good and quiet for me today, so hopefully you won't. So you have the longer piece here is for the outside of the envelope, and you've got the artistic gold ribbon, and then you've 2 pieces exactly the same size, and they go this way. So you want the longer, so the 11 centimeters at the top, 10 centimeters going down the side. So you've 2 of those. We'll just be stamping on one, the other one's for the inside. And then you have the shorter piece, which is this piece that goes there. And then your blank envelope waiting for its decoration, and your card base. So what I've already done, so it's a tent fold card base, and I've scored it. So I scored it at 14.85, and then I turned it over that way. So no, I'll get this right in a minute. Yeah, so I scored it there at 14.85, and then I scored it again at 11.5, which is here, so that because the folds, it's the Z fold, so they're going in different directions, which is why you need to turn it over once you've scored it. So you end up with a card that opens rather like what I think an old-fashioned photograph album. I remember my parents having their wedding album, was an album with a bind like this that you opened out to look at the photographs. So that's why I'm calling it a photograph album fold. I'm really not sure what it is. Right, okay, so we'll start here, and as I say, you want your 11 centimetre at the top. If you're not 100% certain, just measure. Yeah, so that is the top one. And we're going to stamp the main image now. So, getting the stamp here, you see the two big leaves, and I tend to put the sort of the bigger leaves at the bottom and the smaller leaves at the top. And I'm just going to ink that up for you. So, yeah, it's quite a week we're having at the moment. I'm slowly melting here. It's one of the 3 weeks of the year in England. We wish we had air conditioning. Right, okay, so and I'm just going to pop that very slightly and up and over to the left, and just stamp that down. It's a nice big stamp, so you do need to put fairy fingers, just making sure that that image transfers over to the paper. We are not the post office where they just go doop doop, you know. This is an art, so we just need to make sure the ink's gone across, and there we go. It's a very fluid stamp, very sort of, you know, it looks like it's been quickly drawn. Just the essential lines there are visible. Right, so, and now we're going to fill in the flowers. So we've got various stamps that fill in the flowers. So the largest one fills in this one at the bottom here. So I'm coming in with my Blushing Bride, very well used stamp pad, as you can see. And just going to work out where that goes. So, because it's, again, it's one of those, it doesn't quite fill the whole of the flower, but this flatter piece of the petal there goes along this bit here, and that fits nicely. So just going to pop that in as ever you would come, so your head was directly above so you could see what you were doing. But I'm happy with that, that's looking nice. And you can see the different gradients of colour that you're getting from that stamp. It's not just a block. It's definitely stamping more in this area. There's more ink here and pale around the outside, so it's giving texture to your flower. And then the next one up is this one up here. And again, working out roughly where it goes. So she says, are we thinking? Yeah, I'm thinking there. So that pointy bit, the pointy bit there needs to go on that petal there. You'll get the hang of it. Once you've done it a few times, you won't need to be messing about and trying to find out where it goes. It's quite straightforward. Okay, so I'm just stamping that in there. Again, there's white space and colour, just a hint of colour there. And then we've got one more flower, and again I'm just going to check. I'm thinking that one goes about there, looking at the shape. You know, I think I might try it that way. Let's just see. That would give too much texture there. There's no ink at all at the other end. So that nice hint of Blushing Bride. And then the last two, or the last 4 petals actually come in a double stamp. So with the little one, so there's the smaller one and the bigger one, and they're both, the smaller one is towards me. And I think just to ring the changes a little bit, I'm just going to stamp these off. So just to make them a little bit paler. So it really is just a hint of the pink, as being a pale colour to start with. You could always stamp them a different colour. I think later in the season, later in the set of classes, I think I'm going to use, probably use a yellow. And again, just go to your stash. Oh, got some ink. Look at this, right at the edge there. Where's my rubber? I don't think my rubber's going to take that off, even if I could find it. So, oh, poo-de-poo. So what I would normally do in this situation would be to turn it over and start again. But we don't have all day. So I shall continue with this. Right, so we're going to do the leaves now. I'm just going to grab a cup of coffee. Hopefully you've got yours already. Oh, that's nice. So, and green, there it is. We've just been visited by Sydney. I'm just debating turning the camera around so we can see him. Do you know, funnily, it's just run off. I wouldn't do that to you, don't worry. Either you or him. Right, okay, so, and then as you see, I've just stamped this off the light green and just lining it up against the petals there. And again, it's just a loose colour, and you can stamp the leaves either way you want. So I think I'm sticking with this way on that one. And then swipe that off. And then we'll come in with some little leaves here. So, and again, it can go either way. Don't forget to stamp off. And then stamp your leaf. Stamp off. You can stamp off on anything. I'm currently using a piece of grid paper, which you can find in the Stampin' Up catalogue. Yes, it is a little one. But any piece of copy paper, rough paper you've got is fine. And often with the Stampin' Up inks, and there we go, in forgetting to stamp it off, we've got one dark green ink. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to be turning this over today after I've finished. You won't have to watch me do it. So, let's dry that up. One faux pas I'll leave, 2 faux pas I'll start again, but it's only a piece of card. So all you need to do is just pop it over, re-stamp it, start again. And I'll just pop that away. So, but just to show you the final bit of the layout, I'm just going to add the sentiment, which is here. So these blocks are specifically designed for long, thin stamps, so they're quite useful. And I've put everything is possible stamp on there. So I'm just going to ink that up with my black. So, okay, and because I've put it straight on my stamp block, and I'm just going to pop it in the corner there and put the paper straight and the block straight, and the image will be straight. So anything is possible. Even correcting these mistakes, I just need to turn it over and start again. So the construction of the card is really simple. So, but the first thing you do need to remember is to pop your ribbon in. So, pop that over there. And put the lid on here before we get any more ink anywhere. Rest of our pieces. Don't need that. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, so I've given you a reasonable amount of ribbon, and we're just tying a knot. If you want to tie a bow, you can do, but I just thought I'd do a knot on this time. So there we go. So you can do it 2 ways. The way I did it, which is my sort of go-to way of doing a lot of ribbons, to be honest, is actually not to do it on the card. So I partly did this to decrease the amount of bulk on the card, but I'm actually going to do it on this block. I'm going to tie the ribbon on the block. So it's like Grand Central Station here. My daughter's just arrived as well. So granddaughter's coming for tea, which is always fun. Right, so doing a normal reef knot. So with right over left, and then pull it so you've got a knot. It does wobble about a bit, but it doesn't matter. And then this one, which it would have been, was originally in my right hand, over there. Pull it tight, and then just pull the one in your left hand And how cute is that? So you've got a really nice flat knot there. Now, obviously that is smaller than your finished project. So I'm just going to trim off the end. So I think I've ended up with the end of the roll here, so I might actually have more than you have, but you still should have plenty to do. So when this is finished, I want that knot to be about there. So I am going to cut the ribbon here. So there's enough to go underneath there and enough to go around the back there. So more than enough there. So I'm just going to cut it here. Okay, there we go. And I am going to just chop that bit as well. Oops, making it does fray at a touch, this ribbon. So, and then what you want is some tear and tape. And so just going to put a small piece of tear and tape on here. Needs to come back a little bit. I'll take that off. And then fold that back so it's not showing on the front. And then if we put a little bit of tear and tape on the other end. Oh, so hot this afternoon when I'm filming. Hopefully it will still be hot tomorrow. Okay, and then you just need to position the ribbon. There we go. So the card is going to open this way. So the knot is going to be about there. So fold your ribbon in the middle, stick it down. And then at the end, as you can see, we still have plenty, so I could have still cut it further down. Pop that there. And I'm very happy with how that ribbon's placed itself. So I'm just going to trim this bit as well, so that we've not got so much bulk there, and then get my glue and glue that together. So, as ever, we've got a nice tidy bit where my camera is, and it's chaos all the way around the outside. So there we go. We're just closing that down and just sticking that. It's really easy because you are literally just folding it, so you know it's in the right position already before you've even started. And then I'm just going to trim the other end of that ribbon so they're roughly the same length as each other. So, and it was actually I know I'm always going on about it, but Connie Stewart was the one who taught me how to do bows like that. And of course we'll all see my my mistake, because I have not put the white card on. Really not with it today, am I? I would say I make these mistakes so you don't have to. Let's see if we can rescue this. So, glue. I thought it looked a little bit different when I turned it round. So, pop some glue on. There. And then I would come in from this end, because you don't want to scrape it all along the finished card. So I'm just going to pop that underneath the ribbon. So there we go. Hopefully you were all shouting at the camera going, Linda, you have not done the white bit. Oh, it's stuck on there. Why won't it go under there? Let's just wiggle it. There we go. See? Nothing can't be fixed. There we go. You would never have known I'd done that. Okay, so there we go. Now it's in place. That looks much better, much neater. Okay, and then we'll get yours will be perfectly stamped. My piece here. So I'm just going to pop that on the front there. Okay. And again, with the leaves sort of down and to the left, the larger leaves, and then that's over there. See that green? It's fading in. It's still darker than the other one. Still haven't got rid of this. I'll have a look at that. May even put a few, sort of scatter some diamantes or something on there. That's what any blemishes is an excuse for some embellishment, I always say. So Now, if you want to, my friend actually stamped, I noticed before, the inside of hers. So Ruth had stamped the big flower, which is this one, on the inside of hers. I've actually left mine blank. So I'm just going to open up and put the second piece of card in here. So quite a simple card, but I think really effective and that little bit different from your everyday card. Really nice wedding card, this one. Although I'm not sure I'd put anything is possible on that, but certainly a good luck card, and that would be lovely. Or just when someone's shown you anything is possible, because you know you work hard enough, anything is. Right, so that's the card finished. Okay, so a nice, simple, quick card, very effective, good use of ribbon as well. And so the big secret about the envelopes. So what I like about, one of the many things I like about stamping up envelopes, but what I do like is this shape of the flap, because it really lends itself to being decorated with DSP. And I thought, you know, you could put it inside if you want, but I thought it would look really nice on the outside. So I'm just going to pop some glue on the lip of the envelope. So you can get dies that can make envelope liners and things like that, but I tend to use the envelope as a template. So I'll pop some glue on the envelope there, and I've just sort of spread it out a little bit with the paper to bring it up to the edge, and I've just put the paper just on the fold of the envelope, and it's wet glue, so you've got a bit of wiggle room there, and just flatten it all out. Okay, once you've done that, all you need to do is cut it. So I'm just going to turn that over. It's very pretty paper, isn't it? It seems a shame to cover it up. All the hand-penned papers are beautiful on both sides. Often with papers you can see there's, you know, bits that you'll see that you like one side and the other it's not, you know, not so nice, but or not to your taste. But these, they are all gorgeous. So just slowly with your snips, just trim around following the line of the rim. So, and you're just using the edge of the envelope as a guide. If the bit that you're trimming off gets in the way, just chop it off, that's fine. And just follow it round. So you've got $1 million envelope there for a few pennies, for a little bit of time and a bit of paper. So, and there we go. How beautiful is that? There. So really simple. That's not going anywhere. It'll go through the post, no problem. It's not added any weight to your envelope, or any depth rather to your envelopes. So it's just a lovely way to present a card, I think, that. So I think that's really nice. So I hope you've enjoyed this morning. Those of you who don't know me, as I said, I'm Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk, and if you visit the website you'll see all the things that I do. I tend to do 2 YouTube videos a week, one on Facebook, one straight to YouTube, and I also offer lots of classes and product shares and things like that. So please feel free to look me up. So as ever, comment in the comment section for me, and thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and I shall see you next week for card 2. Thanks a lot. Bye.